What is up, everybody? It's CJ Plays here, and I'm back with another Rosewood Park furnishing video. So we're back in Rosewood Park, and the house that we're going to be furnishing today is called the Auden. Auden. I think that's how you pronounce it, the Auden. This house, just by looking at the outside, it kind of gave off, at least to me, an older style, like maybe an older couple would live here. So that's kind of the style that I went with this house. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, and I decided to make this one like a little bit more like retro, I guess you could say. Like, the Sims that live here have been living here for years. Like, legit, they bought this house and they never moved, okay? So this is where they live. They have a daughter. She's moved out. She's, you know, an adult right now. She has a kid, and this is just like where like a couple of elderly Sims would live, you know. Right now we're in the hallway. This hallway is super narrow, so I couldn't really put like a whole bunch of stuff in here, so I put a coat rack. I also put a chair from the 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff pack, and then I also used an end table, the one that comes with Supernatural. It's like my favorite end table in the whole entire game, so I used that in here. Also, you may notice that there is a glass in the corner of the screen. That is my fault. So long story short, when I go live on Twitch, I have this thing called a hype cup. Basically, if someone like donates money or if they subscribe, there's like a little thing that gets dropped into a cup, and then like when the cup gets full, it'll like tip over and stuff like that. Usually I take it off when I do videos, but I didn't notice it today, so yeah, it's just gonna hang out with us today. But moving on, we are over here in the living room. So you saw earlier that I had to draw a wall. This floor plan was kind of big, and I wanted this one to be a little bit more closed off, seeing as how it was like an older build. So I used the TV from the 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff pack, as well as those chairs. Now, y'all have to let me know, are these couches like 70s style or 80s styled? I'm not really for sure. I feel like they're 70s style, but I don't know. I think the TV is from the 90s because it has like the big entertainment center with the video games underneath. It's kind of giving 90s vibes, but I wanted to like pair those up because for one, I never use those couches. Like, honestly, never. So I wanted to use those, and I was playing around a little bit with the creative style tool. I had to like pause the recording a lot for this video, so you'll see like a pop in and out because I had to like play with the creative style tool. It took me so long to even figure out the wallpaper, which looking back, you will probably say like, CJ, how? It's just a basic wallpaper. It took me a long time, okay? So moving on though, I was trying to fit a rug in the middle, so I decided to use the one from the base game, and I used like this little baby coffee table. I forgot what set it comes with. It's store content, but it's so cute. And I also ended up putting a record player in the corner. I was gonna put one behind the couch, but I didn't want to make this room too cluttered. I mean, honestly, this might be like the most cluttered room in the whole entire house. I did furnish this with move objects turned off, so I'm gonna have my fingers crossed that Sims can get around this space. I am gonna do a little bit of play testing just to make sure, but yeah, I did not use move objects for this build just so I could kind of make sure that Sims could get around this space. And then I also wanted to use that really cool looking bookshelf. It's from the base game, and it kind of gave me like a retro vibe, so I was like, why don't we just use that in here as well? Also, this is me trying to find a place for the alarm system. I sometimes forget to put alarms in my games, so I had to put one like by the front door, you know. I also use some of those like paintings that you just saw, and I use like this really nice picture. It's from the store, and I hardly ever use it, and I thought it looked so cool in this little area, you know. Again, if I'm moving around too much, stay tuned for the screenshots. So moving on, we are over here in the kitchen. So I wanted to like map out a little area in the corner just so I could make sure that I have enough space for everything, because this room is kind of big too. So I knew for a fact that I did not want the kitchen to take up a lot of space, so we have like this little area in the corner. It's like my little signature cornered kitchen, you know. I use the counters and the appliances and stuff from the pets pack. I don't really use the stuff from that pack all too often, but it has some really good like wood tones. And then I also use like some stone behind it just to kind of have like a nice little backsplash. And then over here, I am trying to figure out what color I wanted to make everything. I was trying to go for some wood tones, okay, but I didn't want everything to be like dark wood. I was trying to like mix and match with like different wood colors in here, because I know it's like very easy in The Sims, especially The Sims 3, to get everything to match 100%, but I was trying to like branch out a little bit for this build, okay, just a little bit. And then this is just me now getting the upper cabinets. I also used a shelf, which I have not used a shelf in a kitchen in a long time, so I was like, let's go back to that. So I forgot what set that comes with, but it's one of the store content ones. And then I also used a fire alarm, and then I also found like some other little decor and stuff like that plate rack, so I decided to put that up as well. And this is me now trying to figure out what table I wanted to use, I found this one from the store. It's from the Regal set, I believe, and I had to like look up what the matching chairs were, but I did not really like them, so I opted them out for these from the World Adventures pack, and I think these look a lot better. Honestly, these match really good, so I recolored them ever so slightly, and I also put like some fruit just to have something on the table. And then for the rest of this space, I decided to use the computer desk from the Pets pack. A little bit of a fun fact: the desk that I'm currently sitting at, that I make all my videos on, is very similar to the desk that you see right here from the Pets pack. Mine is a little bit different, like with the shelf placement, but that is literally like my desk though. That's so funny. But yeah, so we have that over here. I decided to give them like a really old computer because like the Sims that live here, they're not really getting on the internet that much. Like their internet bill is probably like super cheap. They probably have like dial-up or something. Like they don't really have like Wi-Fi, the high-tech stuff. Like their internet is really slow. They probably pay like little to nothing every month for it. So, you know, they just have what they need if they need to get on Facebook or something, you know. I also found this bookshelf. Now, I thought this was a china cabinet and it kind of looks like it could be, but it's actually a bookshelf. I like how it has like the plates and stuff above it and like stuff on the shelves. So I'd used that in here, and then I was trying to like figure out what I could put in this corner. So I was like, maybe a plant, maybe a lamp. I also had a nice rug down here as well. I moved that plant on the other wall, and then what I decided to do was I used the lamp from the University pack. It was either between that one and the one from the base game, but I like the one from University a little bit more. So I decided to put that over here, and I just think that this little corner is so cozy, y'all. Like I love how that turned out. And this is just me now putting something on the little empty wall space. So I decided to put like a little painting from Seasons, I believe, and I thought it looked kind of cute. I was gonna use that one, the wooden one that you just saw, but I was like, we can use something different. So I decided to go back to the one from the Seasons pack, which I used to love using this painting like all the time. But moving on now, we are in the bathroom. So this is the first bathroom downstairs. I wanted this one to be a little bit ugly. Again, this house is really old. It was probably built like in the 60s or the 70s. So wood tones and greens and browns and yellows and stuff like that. All of those color schemes and orange and stuff, that is like what I'm going for this house. So down here we have like a green bathroom with like some green tile down below. I used the older toilet from the base game. I swapped out the cabinets that were in here for the sink from the Pets pack because I thought it looked better in here as well. I also paired it up with the base game mirror. I also put like a little hand towel in here as well, and a bathrobe, and that's pretty much like everything for this kitchen. I tried to make both of the bathrooms look a little bit different, so we'll see the next one in a little bit. But moving on now, this is just me going upstairs, recoloring the wallpaper and stuff like that. So I decided to make this room the room that the daughter stayed in when she was like a teenager and a kid and all that. So I was really inspired by like the 80s with this bedroom, so you'll see it a little bit. I went all out with like a lot of different decor and stuff. I had to like keep a mental note to not put like stuff that would have been made like in recent times, like a computer and stuff like that. I had to like make a mental note. So as of now, we have the bed from the Generations pack, which I love this bed. I paired it up with the nightstand from the University pack. I did not know until like a couple months ago, but that nightstand actually has a basic swatch that's just like plain, and I love it. Like it's so nice. So I'm starting to use that a little bit more now. And then I also use the dresser from the Ambitions pack in here because I really like it. As you can see, I changed the wallpaper and stuff. Also too, that little rug that's down by the foot of the bed, I legit forgot that was there. I had brought it out just so I was like, when I was like looking for stuff to put down, and then I forgot it was there. So I ended up swapping it out for the big heart-shaped rug from Generations, and then this is just me now adding some little extra clutter. I used like one of those paintings from the 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff pack. I put like a little plant hanging up. I also put a couple stuffed animals in here as well. Oh, and the dollhouse from Katy Perry Sweet Treats. I thought that was like a nice touch in here as well. But I think this room is probably one of my favorites in the house too. It just screams like retro, you know. I like how this bedroom turned out, you know. And then also I recolored the chair from the Generations pack as well, just to kind of make it more yellow. And moving on, this is the parents' bedroom. So this room, I was kind of inspired by like, you know, the rest of the house. So I ended up using the nightstands from Generations with the lamp. I think that's like a Tiffany lamp, I want to say. So I ended up using one of those in here. And then I was trying to figure out what bed I wanted to use. And I settled for one of the mid-century ones, not this one. This one was like super big, and I was like, I cannot use that as a little bit too big for me. So I ended up using the smaller one, and then I ended up recoloring everything in here. You'll see that this bedroom changes quite a bit. Like the wallpaper changes. At first it was like a green, and then it was like an olive color. Then I went back to like the one that it was at first. So you'll see in a little bit, everything in here changes. Even the bed sheet color. Like I don't know what I was thinking at first. Sometimes it takes me a while to figure out what I want to do in a build, and sometimes I have to pause the recording and play around with stuff. So yeah, this bedroom was like a work in progress, but I do love the end result. So like I said, I went back to the previous wallpaper. I put a sunflower painting up. I gave this room a nice rug, and then I ended up moving that armoire over in the corner at like a little angle, and I ended up putting one of the chairs from the mid-century pack in here, and I also ended up using one of the couches from the mid-century set, and I ended up recoloring it a little bit just so, you know, we could have like a little place to sit, because this bedroom is actually kind of big. So I decided to like fill up that space with a couch, and then I also ended up putting like some nice art on the wall. But that's pretty much it for this room. And then the last room that we have to furnish is the bathroom. So I just wanted this one to be a little bit different from the other bathroom, so I went with more like a brownish kind of color scheme in here, you know, very retro. But that's pretty much it for the entire build, y'all. So if you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below, stick around for the screenshots because they will show you how the house will look when you download it. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. I will put this house for download if you want to download it, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye! Thanks for watching!